Oof.
So they're going to have to check that on the
UNC was 623.42. All right, and I think that will be the finish order. George Washington in third, Wash State 2/100ths of a second. I'm sorry, 5/100ths of a second behind G-Dub and UNC.
Meanwhile, the grand final of the second Varsity 8, we have Notre Dame in lane 1 at the top of your screen, Michigan in 2, right next to Virginia in 3. Those two crews up front, UCLA also in that lead pack. In lane 4, Delaware and Purdue in 5 and 6. The Michigan crew here, this 8th, the only one to make the grand final of those 3 boats, historically an unusual thing for Michigan. And so I think there's a lot of pressure on these guys
to
bring home some
but
gold
within.
But that Virginia crew, Virginia may be all really great at sculling, but as we said, they're putting out some pretty good 8s here today as well.
And I think they use that great sculling to improve their sweeping. I've seen these guys walking around the island here, walking around the course, and they just look strong as all anything. So I think they're going to lay down a really powerful piece.
The last race finished there, lane 4, barely getting up in there. That would have been GW over 3 just by a hair there, and then lane 5 UNC in there. So what we're seeing in the race right now, Virginia maybe 2 or 3 seats up on Michigan,
and then UCLA
in 4th, but up in lane 1, Notre Dame making a move as well. Again, sort of hard to read a little bit with this angle, perhaps. As we come here, though, into this head-on-head shot, we have Virginia up by 2 or 3 seats, and perhaps UCLA and Michigan even. Hard to tell right now where Notre Dame is relative to that. Okay, they're back a little bit.
I think, yeah, they're just a few seats behind UCLA, so hopefully they have that in their vision. It's not one of those times where the outside lane gets to be in a race on their own and surprise that crew in the middle. But the Bruins laying down a really solid, powerful press here. I love the swing through. You can see all the oars come through at a really distinct angle as they release the boat and let it push out on the run. Not really hanging on yet with Virginia and Michigan as those two start to bump up that boat speed, but still keeping themselves ahead of Notre Dame.
So this is very much the way these races between Virginia and Michigan often play out. Right now is actually where it's going to happen. Virginia has gotten out. Michigan likes to move at this point. Michigan has to move quickly. They're letting Virginia get a little bit too much of a lead, perhaps. That said, if they can start a move here and start to put stanchion at Virginia thing, it could work. But it's got to happen now. Virginia doing some very nice moves to get out by about 4 or 5 seats. That may not be enough, but it may.
Purdue looks like they've charged ahead and surged up on this UCLA crew. And honestly, it looks like they're challenging Michigan for that second place spot. They're coming into our line of sight in just a moment. We'll find out in a minute. But this Purdue move here, these guys are just walking the boat away from each other. Like the knees are going down with so much intensity. We are getting.
We said earlier that the 2V is the measure of the program, and these are the top 3 programs here. Overall,
Virginia comes through the buoys ahead.
Virginia up, actually, Purdue is a seat up on Michigan right now. UCLA sitting in 4th. Some really good racing going here. We'll see if Michigan in the white boat there can get moving. They haven't quite cranked it up. Virginia getting up into bow astern there. It looks like Virginia is responding to Purdue. Purdue, a lot of motion in that boat, a lot of power in that boat. I don't think that's going to serve them well in this last 500.
So, yeah, they're just coming through the buoys half a second ahead of Michigan, and we know Michigan picks up top speed in this last third of the race. Unique points of the race course where they lift, not the 500 marks, the 250 marks, like everybody else. So let's watch for this. The response from the Michigan crew.
The Virginia crew moving out nicely. The Michigan crew, they're, again, taking just another seat or 2. I think they're going to win this. The Michigan crew having to deal emotionally with, okay, we're not going to win this, but we've got to dig in and do this. And Purdue pushing them to make to have to do that. Purdue put this huge move to come back and get on terms. Michigan moving back into Virginia a little bit here, but we're in the red buoys, and I don't think it's going to be enough unless there's a heck of a sprint. Michigan surging, Michigan moving. I don't think it's going to be enough. Virginia throwing a little water off the end of the oars, but absolutely pushing hard to try and get it. And these three programs, as we said, are the programs here that are really in contention for the team points trophy.
Right, founding members of ACRA and leading the way on what it takes to produce fast crews year after year. Virginia bringing it up to just an intensely high clip. These guys are trying to get one of the faster times. They're just over 6 minutes here. Bucket hats, bucket speed. We're going to come to the line. 6:06, just under. Michigan holding on to that second place spot. Purdue earning the bronze medal. UCLA holding off that surge from Delaware. Didn't even see them coming in Notre Dame.
So Virginia led that line to line, and when it was time for Michigan to move, they were up enough to do that. Purdue, young Mr. Jenkins in the stroke coming in for bronze medal. So this is UCLA in fourth. And UCLA won the varsity last year. Delaware showing some speed in the eights, and in sixth place we will have Notre Dame. Notre Dame also varsity 8 in some contention this year. So good job there by the Cavaliers. They're still happy. They're pretty tired. You can tell that in there. And always a good day when you get to beat a friendly, good rival in doing that. In fact, there you go. The Virginia guys reaching out to Michigan and saying good race before they turn away and go. And just some great racing.